Hey guys, I'm Ben from AuthenTech, and these are some of the best, cheapest security cameras out right now. Now there's one that I'd say is a clear winner above the rest, and there's one or two that I'd say stay far away from. I'll show you why. Let's jump right in. This is the Wyze Cam V2 at 25 bucks, super cheap. This is the Cam 1080p, about $25 as well. This is the Reolink Argus 2 with a solar panel deal at around $92 versus Ring. Both of these new models recently released. The indoor cam is around $60 and the Ring stick-up battery cam at $99. Of course, it'd be impossible to cover all the features on all the cameras, so I'll summarize it into three categories: pricing, product design, and the key features like video quality, field of view, local versus cloud storage fees, and the apps. And yes, some of this is a little apples to oranges. Some of these are indoor or outdoor, battery powered, solar, or plug-in only, but these are some of the most popular budget-friendly security cameras on the market, so I hope this video could help you decide which one might be the best fit for you. I personally use some of these for security and then others for the baby room or in the kids' playroom. Some people like to keep an eye on an elderly family member or maybe their pets while they're gone at work. These could be a perfect fit for that. Now, we've already covered pricing, and obviously the Wyze Cam wins here at only 25 bucks with Prime. The Cams are cheap too, but not as cheap as the Wyze and possibly discontinued. I'm not sure. Either way, Wyze wins for pricing. Now on to product design. Here's the pros and cons of each. The Wyze is very small, boxy, and cute. Comes with this magnetic swivel base plus an adhesive metal plate and a flexible 3-axis design. I think this one wins second place for product design. It's small and lightweight, perfect for placing in discrete locations, plus that 3-axis is needed, for example, when mounting on a wall. Pan, tilt, and rotation are all important to have for the best angle. Now, my biggest complaint with the Wyze base is the rotation is a little too loose. Just a little tug or tension on the cable can rotate your camera out of position. I saw I'm not alone in this, and hopefully they fix this in manufacturing. The Argus wins first place. It has this beautifully designed magnetic ball joint that allows freedom and 3-axis, plus its super strong connection that it won't fall off or pivot indoors or outdoor weather, and of course it snaps on and off the mount for recharging if needed. Their solar panel is an awesome and convenient option to have. Lets you mount your camera just about anywhere without the hassle of wiring up power. Plus, they gave us a micro USB outlet on the back for a universal charging option, so it's easy to hardwire if you prefer. The Ring cams are more limited in their tilt. The Ring stick-up cam at least has the secondary mounting option on the backside, but I don't like that as much. And lastly, the Cam only has tilt. Sure, you could rotate it on a flat surface, but wall mounting is basically impossible, so -5 points there. Onto key features like video and audio quality, field of view, apps, and Wi-Fi connectivity. Now, all these cameras are capped at 1080p, but just or more importantly is the field of view, or how wide of an angle each camera captures the scene. Now, you usually want it as wide as possible for surveillance. The Wyze is 110 degrees wide. The is 112. Argus is 130, Ring Indoor is 115, and the Ring stick-up battery is 110. So the big winner in this test goes to the Reolink Argus 2. Just looking at its incredible wide angle and high quality video, it looks really good too. And keep this in mind, if you're thinking about buying many of these cameras to cover a whole home or business, a wider field of view might allow you to save some money and purchase less units. All cameras have night vision, which is important to have, and here's some footage comparisons of that. Here's some video and audio comparison tests for you. Audio test 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm Ben from AuthenTech. And this is an audio test 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm Ben from AuthenTech. And this is an audio test 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm Ben from AuthenTech. And this is an audio test 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm Ben from AuthenTech. My audio tests are pretty funny. The Wyze didn't even have the audio saved with the video clip. Wyze sounded horrible with some garbled ringing feedback glitch, so -10 points, and Argus 2 actually sounded really good and clear. And who knew, both of the rings really stink at audio as well. Super glitchy, missing frames. I had no idea that it'd be such a difficult task. Maybe you get what you pay for in this area. Argus 2, clear winner here. Another detail to keep in mind, all 5 of these cameras are limited to 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi only. And this is sort of a bummer in my opinion. Now, even though 2.4 has farther range, it's much slower than 5 gigahertz. And I found sometimes when I place one of these Wi-Fi cams at the outer skirts of my home, they have a poor time maintaining Wi-Fi connectivity. And also remember, some newer routers or mesh Wi-Fi networks, they only broadcast a single AP Wi-Fi name by default. And this can make the setup of Wi-Fi connection a lot more difficult. I personally had a lot of Wi-Fi issues, especially with the Wyze cams, and I've had them for years. But recently, even after I reset it, placed it right next to my router, it still had a ton of trouble connecting to my phone and the Wi-Fi network. Now the Argus 2 I placed outside my home as a test with that solar panel to charge, and more on that cool feature in a moment, but it was placed about 40 feet from my routers, penetrating through a brick wall, and it did okay. Now you can see here, sometimes it had difficulty connecting, other times it loaded up pretty fast. Now sidebar here, when it comes to security cameras, I'm a big believer in reliability, and sometimes you just can't beat hardwired like PoE cams. They'll give you much higher reliability over Wi-Fi. That's just a fact of the technology, but in many cases, hardwired isn't even an option, or it's not needed, like when used as a baby or pet monitoring camera. So thus Wi-Fi can often be good enough. If you need top-notch security and reliability, well then consider staying away from Wi-Fi and going hardwired. Another important feature of these cameras are the apps that they come with. I think Wyze wins first or second place for their app. The feed loads up pretty quick most of the time, which is important. It's easy to change the camera settings with plenty of standard motion detection, event recording or continuous recording, notifications, plus some nice bonuses like Alexa integration or creating rules for automation, which I like to see. Timeline scrubbing or playback is okay, maybe like a B+. It's not uber smooth scrubbing and playback like the Ring cameras we'll see in a moment, but I don't know if I've ever seen this on a locally saved storage camera. Let me know in the comments if you know of any. A sweet little feature I like on the Wyze cams are those little green motion tagging squares. You can easily toggle them on or off, and I find them really helpful to see the exact motion that the camera saw. Surprisingly, I don't think any of these other cameras even have this feature. One last big deal I really like on the Wyze app is simultaneous streaming or multicam viewing at the same time. This was a semi-recent update, and if you have multiple of the Wyze cameras set up in your app, it makes it super fast and easy to quick check on all of your cameras and see them at once. A negative on both the Wyze and the Wyze, saving clips through the app can just be horrible. You have to record the timeline playback in order to save a clip, and this is tedious and inefficient. Often these clips can be garbled or out of sync, and it's just sort of horrendous. Now, of course, if you needed a clip for security or safety reasons, I'd recommend ejecting the micro SD card and pulling that footage straight to your computer, as that method might yield better results. More negatives on the Wyze app. Sometimes when I load it up, it's frozen half the time or it's auto-logged me out, which is kind of unacceptable in a security camera app. They've got banner ads trying to sell me on their cloud service, no multicam viewing here, and when I tap the camera feed, it often can take way too long to load. The Reolink app has lots of power and customization under the hood. It's semi-fast to connect and live view, plus multicam viewing is easy here. Its playback viewer is probably my biggest complaint. It's not easy to find a specific clip or motion tag, and I really hope they can redesign this in the near future, but downloading and saving clips is pretty easy. The Ring app, well, it doesn't have true multicam viewing. You get this recent snapshot of your cameras, and then you tap to view a live device, and it's semi-fast, semi-slow sometimes. My favorite feature is the true smooth timeline scrubbing and playback of your clips. Now this allows you to see what I'm talking about. I find it so helpful to smoothly scrub through and find that certain moment or action event to maybe save or share that clip. Or it's just as important to find that critical moment for safety or security means. Now just remember, these nice ring features are only enabled by paying for their cloud subscription fee. I'll explain that in a moment. As for desktop apps, I think this is a huge feature to have, and Wyze loses a few points on this one as they don't have a native desktop or web app for live streaming their cameras. Now they do allow a firmware workaround to enable RTSP, and sure, that's nice to have, but it's not beginner friendly, and the majority of people just don't even know or care what RTSP actually is. We just want a desktop app that works out of the box. I saw we can use TinyCam cloud service for web browser viewing, but there's a monthly fee per camera, so again, far from ideal. All three of these other cameras have desktop apps, and I'm using a Mac on this one. The Yi Home app is okay, maybe a C+ for me. It makes me re-log in every time I open the app, sort of ridiculous. There's no remember me option. Once logged in, it's easy to toggle through your cameras, and probably the best feature it has is we can pick up to 4 cameras at once, create a group, and there we can multi-cam view, which is very sweet. And another weird quirk, I think each camera will time out automatically after 30 minutes, or unless you click. It's just kind of silly. Besides all that, the app is simple but fairly limited. Probably the best desktop app here belongs to the Reolink client. Now I personally use this app every single day. It's usually running on my side monitor or in the background 24/7. I can live view all of my cameras at once, even up to 16 simultaneously, and yes, even the wireless Argus 2 connects in here. Though since it's battery powered, it'll prompt me to turn off the live video feed after 5 minutes to conserve battery life. It's fast and easy to double click and view a camera larger and more clearly. Plenty of basic and advanced settings here, and the playback tab with timeline scrubbing works pretty okay. I also have an NVR running here 24/7, and I really wish there was smooth timeline scrubbing, but there's not. And onto the Ring desktop app. Well, it's clean and minimal design, simple to pull up a live view cam, but pretty lame, doesn't look like there's multi-cam viewing here. Plus, I had plenty of bugs with this app, like my live view automatically disappearing after a short time, or not even able to show the feed with a black screen. Now honestly, I wish one of these cameras had the web viewer like the Nest cams. It's super well designed, fast loading, and super smooth timeline scrubbing. I kind of wish I included Nest in this comparison, but then again, they're quite a bit more expensive than most of these, so it's a whole different price bracket. Let me know if you'd be interested in seeing a Nest camera comparison, say versus Ring or another. Now the biggest and worst news for Ring specifically is you've got to stay away from them unless you're willing to pay their monthly subscription fees. There is no local storage option. You can't view any of your recorded videos without paying the subscription, and that would be a deal breaker for me personally. I'd try to stay away from getting locked into those monthly or yearly subscriptions if possible, and unfortunately this looks like this is the route that Ring has taken. Now if you have a lot of spare cash lying around, then paying monthly to unlock their key features could be pretty nice, and you might really like the results. But if you're looking for a budget affordable option, well then you should probably stay away from the whole Ring suite, at least until they give us a free 24 hours recording plan or something like that. Another major con to the stick-up cam is it's not even using micro USB for the charging port. It's this lame barrel connector, unlike USB on all of these other cameras. And funny enough, that removable battery inside is micro USB, but while it's inserted, you can't charge it. It's turned around. So if you want to use the stick-up battery cam to be plugged in, well, you must purchase their charger separately or buy the plug-in model. So which is the best? Well, I think if you just need something simple, mostly indoors or possibly outdoors under an awning, and you want the cheapest option, well then Wyze is the best. It has great mounting options, it's small and discreet, great app, and overall the most bang for your buck. My next favorite is the Reolink Argus 2. It's great for indoors or outdoors. It has a super wide angle field of view with great resolution and quality. It's a powerful mobile and desktop app, plus that optional solar panel and magnetic base makes it my favorite for mounting anywhere easily. Plus, Reolink is always having sales. Like today I saw you could get the solar panel basically free for a discounted price, and they gave me a discount code to use, so that'll be down in the description. Yi is an okay option, and I know they have other models as well. I just don't like their app as much. Wi-Fi connectivity can be super finicky. They do have a desktop app, which is nice, but they're a little bit too similar to the Wyze cam, which is just better and cheaper. And sadly, I say last place goes to the Ring cams. Now I say it sadly because they have great potential, but mainly due to the fact that all of its best and important features are locked under a paywall, and I don't like that. They could have at least given us a micro SD card slot to save local clips, or unlock cloud storage for maybe 24 hours free and then pay beyond that, but that's not the case. So unless you don't care about paying those monthly fees, you might want to stay away. Let me know which one you guys think is the most bang for your buck, and until I see you next time, let's live AuthenTech.